Hello friends. Um, in previous video lectures, we have discussed about the main components, two main components of overhead transmission line. One is line supports, another one is line conductors. Today in this video lectures, we will discuss about the third most important component of our overhead transmission line, that is insulators. Okay, these are the insulators. Let me show you this. These are all insulators. These are the insulators. See, you can see this. These are all insulators. Okay. And why we need insulators? Insulation, by the definition only we can understand. Insulation is a bad conductor, which do not allow the contact between two conductors. That is an insulator. So these insulators are very, very important in overhead transmission line. The reason is we have, these are all conductors. You can see these are all conductors. Okay, and this tower is also a conductor. Okay, if these conductors are directly connected onto this tower, which are this, see here, this tower is directly connected to the ground. It is erected on the ground. Okay, if these conductors are directly connected onto this tower, what will happen? Whenever you pass the current will directly flow into the ground. Okay. In other way, it will be short circuited. So, it is highly impossible to transmit the electric power from one end to other end. Okay. So, what is to be done is we have to insulate these conductors from the ground, or in other words, these conductors from the tower. That's why we use insulators. Okay, so there are many insulators that we use in this transmission line, and they should possess some characteristics. We will see one by one. So, the properties of the insulators. Insulators must have these properties. Along with providing insulation, it should also provide support to the conductors. That means they should be mechanically strong. Should have very high insulation property, or should have very high insulation resistance, must be free from internal impurities like cracks, holes, dirt, should be free from all these things, because this will reduce the permittivity of the insulators. The dielectric strength must be very high, should not be affected by the changes in the temperature, because these insulators are connected to the supports which are environmentally exposed. So insulators are also environmentally exposed. Therefore, if there is any change in the temperature, environmental temperature, this should not affect the properties of the insulator. They should not change. Change in the sense, like you might have seen or you might have heard, if the temperature changes, the steel will expand. Okay, like that. It should not be affected by the change in the temperature. Should have a high ratio of puncture strength to the flash over voltage. if the voltage increases, there are chances that the insulator get punctured. If the insulator gets punctured, then the conductor will directly come in contact with the tower. So it should not happen. Therefore, it should have a high ratio of puncture strength to flashover voltage. Okay. For the successful operation of a overhead transmission lines, it is very, very important to choose proper insulators and proper insulating materials. So we will now look into what are the various types of insulating materials that are being used for the insulators. Okay, the commonly used insulating materials are, one is porcelain, another one is glass, another one is synthetic resin. Okay, let us discuss one by one in detail. Okay. Okay. First one is porcelain. Okay, let us see porcelain first. It is a ceramic material and it is manufactured from China clay. Okay, synthetic, it's a ceramic material made up of China clay. The plastic clay is mixed with the silicon and feldspar. The fine powdered mixture of clay, silicon and feldspar is processed and it is heated under the controlled temperature, and then it is given a particular shape and it is covered with a glaze. Why we cover it with a glaze? Glaze means a polished cover. Why we cover this with a glaze? Because whenever a dust or under dusty, whenever the wind blows or dust should not get accumulated on this surface, or during rainy season, now water should not get accumulated on this surface, therefore it is glazed. So whenever the water or dust gets onto that, it will goes out. So that's why it is made up of glaze. It is free from cracks, holes, etc. Its insulation resistance is very, very high. It is heated so that it becomes mechanically strong and remain non-porous. The dielectric strength is about 60 kilovolt per centimeter, very high. Okay, this is the porcelain. Next is a glass. This is made tough by heat treatment, which is called annealing. Glass is a brittle one, and this glass is made tough by heat treatment, and which is called as annealing. It is transparent, therefore the cracks, bubbles or any defect, it can be seen easily by inspection. The dielectric strength is very high. Low coefficient of thermal expansion, that means even though the temperature increases, it will not expand. That's all. Low coefficient of thermal expansion. Cheaper than porcelain. Simple in design. Okay, simple design is possible using this glass, and high compressive strength than porcelain. High compressive strength. Okay, compress it, so the strength will increase. High compressive strength than porcelain. This is about glass. Okay, next we'll see the disadvantages. The disadvantage is chances of moisture condensation on the surface are